Well, back to Elder Scrolls Starfield. So one thing I didn't ask you about, when you look at the timeline of 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is, to create a game, what's the role of the deadline internally, not publicly
Keeps you
announced?
honest.
Do you try to keep in your own brain a deadline, for the team a deadline?
Yeah, all the time.
And when you set that deadline early in the development, do you try to set deadline like that's really tough to reach?
No, we try to make it like, hey, this is our best guess. If you make it tough to reach, it's sort of, you're going to miss it. It's arbitrary. We really try to, keep ourselves honest because it will let you know where you're at, right? When I have first playable, we want to be done with prototyping or design by this date. We want to have first playable this date. We want to have this. But look, things happen. Pandemic happens. People go home. It's throws everything off. Or, what you needed to do, because we're not just like making a game and then moving everybody on, what you needed to do. Like Skyrim was so popular, we kept people on that game for longer. So it delayed a little bit. We were doing with Fallout 4 at the time because hey, we really shouldn't move the people on to Fallout yet because we're doing these things in Skyrim and we should. So it just sort of keeps you honest for where you're at.
Does it get super stressful as you get closer? You try to avoid announcing anything? Is there a temptation to announce stuff?
Well, I've done it all ways, right? I've announced, Starfield. We were pretty, loud with a release date that we then had to delay. So,
was that tough?
It was, but it was the right thing to do. And
how do you know it's the right thing to, like, when you sat down and looked at it, like, this is not ready?
It's not an exact science, but you can look at what needs to be done and the amount of time you have. And, we've done it in the past where we can get it done. We believe we can. And so you're fighting that personal belief that you can get something done. But there's a lot of things that go into release date with marketing and publishing. And, we've reached a point where on Starfield where it was pretty clear to us, even though you want to say you can get it done, that the risk involved with that to the fans, to the game, to the team, to the company, we're part of Xbox now, to everybody, was we should really move it and give it the time it needs.